Hi, just want to introduce myself real quick. My name is Jeff, and we teach GED classes online here. If you've never taken a class on Zoom before, um, or Zoom is something you're tired of, I can understand that fatigue and that sort of weirdness that comes along with an online class. Just so you know, we try to run things very light and in a way where there's not a lot of pressure on anybody. We every class, every part of the class has a significant specific goal that goes right to the GED test. So we're going to start at the finish line and get there as quickly as we can, and sort of demystify GED as a test, and see that it isn't necessarily what we may think it is. Secondly, there are a lot of ways to accumulate class hours that go along with being in class on Zoom. So don't think that because a class is a certain amount of time that you have to be there for the whole time. Zoom takes attendance on its own. So, we want to be as flexible as possible and just an area that you can dip in and out of and camp out if you want, and get towards your goal as soon as you can. So I'm going to pause the video real quick. I'm going to show you one of the tools we use in class. Okay, so we're going to look at two things. One is called IXL.com, which we use to teach in class. By the way, I really do live on a mountain. I don't know why I picked this ridiculous backdrop. Anyway, let me share screen real quick. Okay, so this is what IXL looks like. Hopefully you can see it. There it goes. So this is like, IXL does a really good job of teaching one skill really well. So if we need to know how to figure out the area of a circle, it starts with a very direct question, where they give a picture here and they give the amount and all that stuff. They tell us what pi is. On the GED math test, you get a formula sheet, so you don't have to memorize any formulas. And this piece of math looks like this. Ready? So the formula for the area of a circle is pi r squared. So right now, if you're looking at that and you're like, man, I hate math already, because that is letters and numbers next to each other, which is unnatural. And I got a capital letter, and I got a Greek letter, I got a tiny little letter, and then a tiny little number. Why are they doing this to me? I get that anxiety, totally get it. That is area. This symbol just means 3.14. So we put a 3.14 here, because that's what that is. There's an invisible little multiplication thing right there. So that's times. We'll do a times dot instead of that x. And r just stands for radius, and they gave it to us. So that is 4 to the second power. So we're going to learn that skill first. That little number is a repeater. Exponents are repeaters. They say how many times to write it. So we write it twice. That's 4 times 4. Just our calculator. You get to use a calculator for almost the entire test. We don't want to do any mental math. 4 times 4 is 16. So 3.14 times 16 is the area. And we practice this not until we get it right, but until we can't get it wrong, which doesn't take long, because you can type all of this into a calculator. So I'm going to undo this real quick, and we'll go from a mystery, Scooby-Doo mystery, to going, man, I can solve this thing, no problem. That's the area. It's asking for the area of a circle. This is the formula that they give us on the formula sheet. We don't have to memorize it. And we just got to get over that discomfort of letters and numbers next to each other. That's area. That means the answer. 3.14 is pi, always. And that's what that funky symbol is. It looks like Stonehenge or whatever. So 3.14 times whatever the radius is, which is 4 to the second power. So the second power means we write it twice, so it'll be 4 times 4, which is 16. And then we type 3.14 times 16 into our calculator. Then when we put this in as this answer, really the only number that changes is that. This will be the same. It'll be multiply. The only thing that changes is the radius. So if the next question is 5, it would be 5 to the second power, which is 5 times 5, which is 25. Use your calculator, so it'll be 3.14 times 25. That's what this kind of math is, and it's going to be on the test, so we get comfortable with it, kind of like a flashcard, and we go, check. That's another tool in my toolbox. Anyway, that's the kind of thing we do. We go straight to the skill, and then we go straight to how it appears in the GED test, and we just knock them down. Oh, last thing, if you're still watching this, here's a bonus hint on the math test. The math test is around 46 questions long. Our goal is to get 26 right and answer the other 20. Best guess. If you get 26 right out of 46 and answer all the other ones, you will pass, because a passing score averages out to about 60%. And we're not trying to be perfect. We're just trying to show we're awesome by passing this test. Cool? All right, hope to see you soon.